Let's have a beautiful experience. In this video, we're going to talk about how the tongue can actually make your penis bigger, wider, thicker, longer, stronger, and harder. It's a beautiful thing. You gotta love it. Alright, before we get started, please do me a huge favor. Please, ring the bell, tell some friends, and of course, subscribe, follow my social media. I go by Jesus_Detroit on my Instagram. Snapchat, I'm Young Dago. And that's right, in this video we're going to talk about how your tongue and your penis have some correlation, and how having a longer tongue and stronger tongue could actually make your penis, more, stronger and longer and harder and wider and thicker. And, of course, I've been blessed with, both, and I've enhanced both, unbeknownst to just being who I am. The penis, I always had an intention of making it bigger, and that's what my channel here is dedicated to. I help people make their penises bigger, wider, thicker, longer, stronger, and harder. So make sure, if you guys are interested in that, sign up to the Big Cock Collective, the Big Cock Consciousness, where we teach people the ways. And in this video, I want to, entertain you nonetheless and enlighten you with some valid information that might blow your mind. And the tongue is something that you might not even think it's a correlation. Like, people might think that a guy with big hands has a big, big penis, a guy with big feet, and honestly, all that stuff has nothing to do with what's swinging between your knees. What has to do with that is your penis itself, because there's guys with big hands that are holding, whatever they're holding, and then there's guys that, have, vice versa. They might not have the biggest hands, and they might have the biggest piece of meat swinging at the knees. So feet, hands, all that stuff, nose, whatever, all of it is just, myth and perception. But this video is more or less about how the tongue can actually naturally raise your testosterone through, war dances such as the Haka. And I don't know if you guys ever seen, you guys might have heard of any rugby teams. I'm not really a sports aficionado or anything out there, but I'm definitely always intrigued by, somebody that's doing, a war dance or anything that's, valid, anything that's, something different, So, if you guys even seen The Rock, Dwayne Johnson or Jason Mamoa, these guys, they're, Hawaiian or Samoan, and the Haka is this war dance from New Zealand, and that's, Pacific Islander type thing, and, it comes from this tribe called the Maouri. And I don't know if you ever seen, Fast and the Furious, when, The Rock had, the soccer team, and they, they did the kumate kamate, and then they stick out the tongue at the end. And yeah, I know my my Haka, I don't have all the words down or whatever, but I mean, it's something that I'm definitely intrigued to learn, because, motions like that definitely release testosterone. It's just something that I've noticed, and there might be, scientific fact behind it, but I know that there's magic behind it. And any warrior that's out there doing the Haka, they have that, they're going to have a lot of testosterone running through their veins, because they're going to be, they're in that warrior mode, and sticking that tongue out, man. Like I said, I got a long tongue. So, does a long tongue have to do with having a long, long shaft or anything? Some people got both. I got it, you know what I mean? And one of the things with the tongue, and this is something that I've learned from Mantak. He's a taoist, and he's a sexpert from Asia. I preach about him a lot in my videos because he knows his stuff, man. He's got a lot of techniques, huge practice, and, of course, with Kegels and edging, and, I got videos on that as well, where, you're making your penis bigger through exercise. He utilizes, he's got a whole bunch of ways of pleasuring a woman, and he talks about the clitoris, and there's 3 gates, and definitely something that you should check out. Look, listen to his information. I can. And that's topic for another video, talking about pleasing women and what they got going on down there. My channel's dedicated to the penis, you know what I mean? I'm talking about making them bigger, thicker, longer, stronger, and harder. What you do with a woman, that's, or your any partner, really has to do with your connection and alignment. I feel alignment is key, because sexual energy is divine. It's beyond us, man. Like, tips of opening a clitoris, that might be something, further down the line. But what he talks about, nonetheless, is how your tongue is. He says this. He goes, sharp tongue, sharp penis. You know what I mean? And you don't want to have a sharp penis. You don't want it to be a needle. You want a nice bulbous, round, fat, head that can just, open up the gate, you know what I mean? And he's talking, what I got out of him talking about his whole process was, basically about, cunnilingus, I guess you could call it, or, oral sex on a woman. He talks about, using the fingers and getting in there, and then he talks about, having a tongue, because you don't want to sail your boat in a rock. I like his accent. You don't sail your boat in a rocky river. The way he says it is awesome. But you don't sail your boat in a rocky river. Like I said, this is more or less on some other subject, but I'm intrigued to talk about it, and I'm entertained nonetheless. And that's really one of the keys to life, man, is you always got to smile, find a reason to just be happy. And, that gets you as close to source as you can. So, be as it may, the tongue, through Mantak cheese practice, when he talks about don't sail the boat in the rocky river, performing cunnilingus and oral sex, whatever emotion that you got, some of us are just, blessed with a motor down there. I mean, I don't know, like, I don't know if you guys wanted to see that, it's like the, what do you call it, like Scarface, look at like a tongue like a lizard. Oh my God. He goes, watch what this guy do. He's gonna stick his tongue out at the girl. Great movie, and like there's a whole bunch of energy sources around this, but the energy that you get out of it is essentially what you make out of it, so thinking about the tongue and, going to a Mantak cheese practice and the sharp tongue with the sharp penis might sound like, what does this have to do with anything, right? I'm more or less, on the divine level, on how your penis is on your root chakra. I come from the heart, and your third eye and all that. That's what I believe about, sex being divine. But if we're going with this 3D, avatar and the enhancements that we can just make, through exercise and through, utilizing your tongue and your penis, I'm all for it. So what he talks about is you want to pull on your penis and stick your tongue out like like that, right? So you pull down on it, and I've been utilizing this a little bit just to see what it's all about, because sometimes when I want to charge up, not only my chi through semen retention, which is something that he's gotten me onto, like I've been doing it for the past over a year. Actually the past few years I've been doing it, and it's something that definitely increased my testosterone and human growth hormone, and it's made my penis bigger. And that's something that, super edging, charging my chi, and, holding my seed in has been tremendous for me. So that's something you guys should consider. He's got charts where basically it shows, that a guy in his 20s should wait every 4 days before he ejaculates. A guy in his, by the time you get up to 60, you're only supposed to do it once a month. Like I say, he's from Asia. They do things twice as hard as as us in the States. And I find that, you just chop his chart in half. If you're in your 20s, wait every 2 days is a good move. And, something that he doesn't reiterate is the fact that I don't believe all loads are created equal. Unless, you're really in tune with your body, you have perfect alignment, and every orgasm is just that earthquake and body shaking, yeah! Release, kumate, kamate, ha! You know, I'm sorry, man. I'm just getting, you know, I'm getting excited here, man. Just getting pumped up because this is what the war dance is all about, man. It's getting that, you know, primal, you know, rage going and getting your veins flowing and keeping that, you know, skin glowing and everything growing, because that's essentially what this dance, you know, promotes. You know, whether it's about, you know, representing your country, you know, like with the All Blacks and the rugby, you know, doing it for heritage reasons and to show that they might come from New Zealand and, you know, it might be the smallest country, but, you know, we're gonna give you the Pukana, the ha, you know, like bring it on type of thing. And that's what that basically means. You know, like at the end of their dance, they stick their tongue out because it's like, you know, they're saying they ain't scared. And to me, it's like something that's very primal, correlated. You know, and like when you're talking with the Mantak Chiwe and definitely pulling on it and ha, sticking you know, sticking your tongue out can definitely, you know, make it bigger, because obviously you're using the methods such as chalking, you know, which is when you're pulling on it. He calls it sharpening the knife. I sharpen the knife. He says sharpen the knife, and then he talks about you don't want to have basically, you know, a sharp tongue or a sharp penis. And what I get out of that is, you know, pretty much that you want to have a nice fat, wide, bulbous head down there, and a long tongue never hurt nobody, you know. So, the way I look at it, it's something that you should definitely practice. You know, getting more familiar with your body is definitely something that this channel is dedicated to, and it can enhance anybody that's in this situation, man. Like the more you get in tune within here, the more beauty that's gonna appear. And, you know, I can talk about other methods such as Ho'oponopono, you know, keeping your conscious and your karma clear. You know, you might want to check out that video. It's something, you know, very intriguing nonetheless, where you say 4 phrases and it helps, you know, helps the way that, you know, you see that the way that if somebody does you wrong, you know, you're fixing the karma, because at some aspect it's a piece of you that you're fixing. Just like with your penis, man. If you ever doubted your, you know, if you ever doubted your guy down there, that's something that you got to forgive yourself with. So you get, you know, it's definitely something to check out. Check out the Triple D. Don't doubt your dick. You know, that's what I'm all about here. You know, this ain't rolling out Guy Fieri. You know, we're talking about don't doubt your dick. That's a video you definitely want to check out. And, you know, the method and my belief is you got to always believe in what you have, man, because, you know, you keep everything clear, beauty appears, and all the other stuff is just methods and, you know, techniques. And, you know, whether you're doing a war dance or sticking your tongue out or doing some joking or some edging or some kegels, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about the way that you're going to allow yourself to let this information in and how it resonates with you. And from, you know, anything that's out there to make that part enhance, to make me my best, I'm gonna do it, as long as there's, you know, and like, you know, that's one of the main reasons why I'm not into steroids at this particular time. I don't like human error with the science, you know, the science tribe, I guess you can call it, you know, or scientists with, you know, steroids might, you know, give you supercharged testosterone, and some of these guys think that they're superhuman. But I mean, to me, I don't know what kind of superhero has to rely on Viagra and Cialis, you know, if they're talking about that, because, you know, having a huge set of balls, you know, is important. You know, that's where testosterone and, you know, human growth hormone, all that comes from there. And steroids definitely give you atrophy in that department. You know, if you're somebody that's relying on it and that's the path you want to take, you know, there's a lot of beautiful information out there. You have nothing against it, man. We're here for, you know, we're here for our, you know, for your own experience. We're here to have a beautiful experience. And if that's the way that's going to do it, then by all means, go do it. And, you know, but like I say, man, the only way that I want to do anything is if it's making my penis, you know, up here, you know, throbbing between my pecs, you know, making it extra thick, you know, too thick for hands to grip, and, you know, then I'm interested. Then I'm more or less intrigued, you know. But if we're talking about, you know, what Mr. Olympia looks like, you know, they got muscles that come out of their thighs that you never knew that you had, that are taken away from the package between your legs, and it's just like, you know, the aesthetically pleasing, you know, to each their own is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, if you, like, I feel like, you know, if you're going to be that big, you got to have the piece of meat swinging at the knees, you know, extra thick. It's got to be, you know, that's the balance and the visualization that I have within. So if you want to check out anything on, you know, steroids, and I got, you know, some information, some videos that I do on this channel. It's something that I'm always intrigued with. And, you know, like I said, in this video I'm just giving you some information about, you know, utilizing your tongue, getting more comfortable with your body, and, you know, essentially, you know, being more familiar with yourself, man, you know, because you should really be comfortable and confident being naked, being in your own skin, being where we are. And this, you know, I mean, because for all we know, man, we could be, you know, we're from somewhere beyond here. And if you're not able to enjoy what you have, then you're missing out on a big part of what's going on here. And you got to be present to the moment, man, because all there is now. And now is a beautiful thing, so you should enjoy the now. You know, give yourself, you know, give things a shot that intrigue you. You know what I mean? You want to make your penis bigger through sticking your tongue out. Believe that. You know what I mean? Because it works. The way that I look at it is, you know, I got videos on manual labor, and where you talk about, and I talk about even like, you know, drug addicts, how, you know, when you yell, like that releases testosterone, and that kind of goes hand in hand with the you know, the tongue thing. The way I look at it is you don't have to scream in order to get that, you know, testosterone vibe. You know, like if you're out in the woods or whatever and you're blessed to be able to go yell, or a lot of people in New York can go scream at a, you know, a subway train that's just, you know, floating by, and this is how people get stressed out, and it definitely, you know, can increase testosterone. And the thing that I realized is you don't need to, you know, you don't need to have the scream come out. You just need to visualize the scream and, you know, make the motion, because the feeling is what essentially is what's doing this, you know. So it might look crazy when you do it. I got videos where I show it, but you know what, for the fun of it and just to charge it up a bit, we'll go with it. So, you know, if you want to scream, you normally hear it protrude, you know, just come out, but it's just like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, it correlates into the tongue motion. So yeah, it looked crazy right there, but you know, you'd be like, you know, you'd be yelling. So that would all just resonate out. You know, I don't want to wake up the neighbors or whatever. You know, I got videos where I'll do it outside. You know, check out the manual labor one if you really want to be intrigued, man. There's a special treat for you inside of it if you actually watch it. You know, and it's pretty quickly in it. So it's definitely something for you to check out. You know, it was made before Labor Day or whatever. So anyways, that's something that I learned along the way, is, you know, that, you know, making that yell motion will naturally raise testosterone. And it's like, dude, I get a pump from just, you know, doing it. And that's something that I learned from drug addicts, you know. And I know, like, I go 0 to 100, but I you know, if there's a lesson to be learned, I can get it out of almost anything. And you might look at some crackhead or a meth head on the street, and you might think that guy, you know, is just some skinny whatever, but I can look at him and be like, you know what, that guy, you know, if I'm seeing, like, you know, shoulder caps and, you know, bicep veins and, you know, pecs and abs that are there, that guy's got, you know, a muscular build, you know, because there's skinny people that don't have that. That's something that you got to be aware of. You know, if you're somebody that's just eating Arby's every day and you just think that, you know, somebody's skinny because they're not, you know, because they don't have a gut on them, you know, then whatever, you know, that's a subject for another opinion or another video. So anyways, you know, what I'm saying is you might see, you know, a meth head on the street or tweaker or whatever, just, you know, just constantly like making all this stuff, just kind of like doing, like, you know, tweaker motions. And what it's doing is it's like filling your body with, it's filling your muscles with blood, and it's keeping you ripped, man. It's making these people actually grow muscle without going to the gym, and it's raising your testosterone. So that's something to be aware of. I mean, even when they're doing something as negative as that, and I don't condone drugs at all, you know, and I don't think anybody should even, you know, but, you know, you're here for your own experience, and if it's something you want to experience, and by all means, you know, it's have fun, you know, be safe. But like I said, when I'm seeing these guys that are just getting all, jacked up on just themselves, that's, where it all comes down to, man. You are your own drug. You are your own testosterone. You are the one that's going to make it work. So whether you're doing, a secret tribal dance or you're doing some type of exercise, you're the one. The mind is the wielder of muscle. And Paramahansa Yogananda is the one that said that. He, wrote the book, The Autobiography of a Yogi, and Steve Jobs had it in his iPad. That tells you something, I just heard passages out of this book, and it's a lot of magic, and basically it has something to do with, how this place is more or less an illusion, and it was becoming aware of that. Regardless, it's definitely a book that I'm going to be, eventually, committing to reading and actually learning more of it. But nonetheless, I do learn a lot, through passages and through a lot of teachers on here that share the wisdom, and I'm just passing it along as it goes anyways. So I just know that there's a positive energy that comes with that book, and it's definitely something to check out. But like I said, this video, learn the tongue, man. It's definitely something that you want to be more aware of. Stick that tongue out, pull on your shaft, make it extra long, swing it past the knees, get it down to the ground, you know what I mean? Make it have the girth from the earth. Ground yourself, man, and that's what it all comes down to, because you're the one that's going to make it happen. I believe in you. That's what this page is dedicated to, the Big Cock Collective, the Big Cock Consciousness. I'm a spiritual coach. I'll help you out along the way. And if you guys have any type of crazy analogies that I picked up from this video, now go ahead and chat it down. If seeing me just flex out like a meth head, or just sticking my tongue out, doing the Pukana, as they say, it's something that you should definitely. Feels good to do it, just stick your tongue out and just see the type of testosterone charge that you can get from it, not just the Mantak chi way, with pulling it, and you don't want to have a sharp tongue, man. You want to keep everything wide, fat, and bulbous, and that's something you should consider. So definitely play with your tongue, play with yourself, get to know who you are. Masturbation for manifestation is what I'm all about. I'm going to definitely share with you some more information and plenty of more beautiful experiences along the way. So with that, sign up. Make sure you guys follow me on the social media. Make sure that you guys leave some love down below. I'm here to enhance you and help out the collective here, because you guys are beautiful. I love you guys. And yeah, like I said, tell some friends, ring the bell, follow the social media, kumate kamate, ha! You guys are beautiful. Love you. Thank you so much.